So, moving on to our fun, our more light-hearted stuff. So the first one is, when was the last time you ate something that changed your life? I know it's a little hyperbolic, but stay with me. I'll go first. I had a game night last year, and one of my friends is vegan. Sometimes I had spoken to the caterer. I arranged to have one plate of vegan food for him, just so he was included, right? Because I think everybody else we had meat. So. Um, and being me and my money spent, I sat next to him. I said, "Let me taste this." And in my mind, like vegan food supposed to be nasty, and it was so good. And what happened was, as you all know, I'm very expressive. When I had it, I was like, "Ah, he got the best food." And all of us take a little piece of his vegan things, and all of us felt like these potato samosas and unbelievable meats lash more than the wings and sliders we was eating. Yeah, so that was the last time I ate something that changed my perspective. That's how I put it. Tammitha, talk to me.
Um, I actually don't know. I really don't have an answer. I'll be devils. Anyway, let me don't say that. I don't have an answer. I can't think of anything that I've eaten that's changed my life. I'm not really a foodie. I mean, I don't particularly care once it's not gonna kill me. I'll be happy.
Understood. And that's why you are the swimmer model and I am not. Timothy, talk to us.
So I'm a huge foodie. I don't cook, but I'm a huge foodie. And I thought I would have had more food adventures here. I think the last time that I had something that sort of changed my perspective, I went to this Turkish restaurant, Ottoman Tirvana, I think that's the name that it was called. And it was a great experience because I think it was God, maybe 6 or 7 courses of small plates. And it was like a really great atmosphere. They had great customer service. Everyone took care of us, and that was great food. I did have a period of going vegan, and I did enjoy that. It was difficult in the beginning, but I explored parts of the supermarket that I was passing every single time. And I'm like, oh, I didn't even know this was here. Who comes here? And it actually had like amazing food. And I think that was the last time that I really was excited about food because I was doing something totally different from the norm. But it was just so hard to keep up, and I fell off, and I went back to
To
like
the meat.
last week. Yeah.
Samuel Sandy.
Much like Timothy, I'm a big foodie as well. I don't have something that changed my life, but it did change my perspective, which is my favorite food. The last time I had it was probably like a month ago, and which is cheesecake. Right? I mean, I don't know if it could be considered as a food or a dessert. But I like cheesecake, all types of cheesecake. However, strawberry, the original, like that's just the best. However, why I will say that it changed my perspective on life. I think this might sound like so funny, but I think sometimes because we are so serious in life, we tend to take certain little things for granted. And I grew up in a family that wasn't so we weren't well off in the beginning, right? Or we weren't established as we are now. But that this one delicacy my mom made, I seem to enjoy, and I've grown up into it, and that's why I love now. The reason why I say that changed my perspective, I mainly eat it in times that I don't feel like all mentally there. All right. Now, I think that happens with a lot of people with desserts and whatnot. But the reason why I say it changed my perspective is because I think eating that reminded me, I guess it's just by association, it reminded me that my current situation is not permanent. Because once again, I grew up where my mom, despite our financial situation at this point in time, she found a way to make it pretty awesome. the best I've ever tasted still, at least in strawberry or that flavor. Um, but having that reminder changed my perspective on I shouldn't be stressing too much about this right now. It always gets better or so. So that's just my contribution to the situation. It's not much of changing lives, but it just changed my perspective. I think the last time I would have eaten it, because of my mental state at the point in time, it really made me feel like damn, I shouldn't be stressing about this because like there's other nice things you can enjoy in life, and things can get better, as simple as it is. So that's just my small contribution.
I absolutely love that, Sam, and thank you for sharing. Now, I'm going to share with our viewers, if I may, that my friend Leah Herbert is the stickiest eater I know on the planet. So I am edging to hear her answer. Let me hear your friend.
How funny, because I was going to start off by saying, while I do enjoy food, I am extremely picky. So I don't try food very often. So I can't tell you the last time I had food that changed my life because I stick to the same thing all the time. I like what I like. At least I know it could taste the same way. So,
do you know I thought about you this morning? So for those of you who don't know, I think all of you all know, I'm recovering from gastroenteritis. And literally this morning I thought to myself, I said, if you would just live like Leah,
you will have no gastro.
You would never be in this situation. Yeah, I thought about you this morning. I said, if you would just live your life like Leah, you would never have gastro.
Do you know, Rian?
Gastro?
I had gastro as a baby. Never again. Never again. I was like, no, it's not for me. It's not for me. So, no, it's not for me.
The one thing I will say, guys, 9 pounds, 8 days, 9 pounds, 8 days. Get on that gastro diet. Which is an incredible segue to our next topic. What is the biggest disaster you ever had in the kitchen? We have lots, Sam. What is the biggest disaster you've ever had in the kitchen? I will go first. I don't remember this. When I was in UV, there was a time a tin of corned beef exploded in my kitchen. There is a time a tin of corned beef, as I was turning the key, just exploded in my kitchen. And unfortunately, I had already thrown away the receipt because I posted out. And the corned beef man reached out to compensate me, but because I had no receipts, they said they could. What's your disaster, Tammy?
So during the pandemic, you gave us plans to make nuts, right? I don't know if Leah remember this from my stories. So I wait for them, going to the grocery, I went Massey, I buy my nuts. Man, I was gonna make nuts. I Google how to make it, right? And then, I don't know, I think I went into a meeting and I forgot about the nuts in the oven, right? And the nuts was like black. I posted it on my story and people who weren't listening to my audio was like, oh, Tommy, you roast coffee? Like, what's so bad. It was smoke outside. Nuts was black. It was bad. So now it's just not bad.
Not coffee. Leah.
Nuts are bad. All terrible.
Okay, so I don't cook, right? Or I cook very rarely because I'm not really good at it. But when you're in UE, sometimes you just have no choice, right? Because your parents just kind of like push you over the edge and say swim. And my daddy had like seasoned some chicken and stuff for me, but sent it up raw. And I was just supposed to fry the chicken. He battered, he seasoned it, he battered, he put it in like individual bags, and I was just supposed to fry the chicken. But I don't know how to cook. So I just took the chicken straight out of the freezer and put it in the oil and proceeded to fry the chicken frozen, because I don't know, my brain don't work clearly. And it's only after, when you're in UE and you have a kind of chill night, so you make some food. I had fries and I was gonna make fried chicken, right? And I set up I think I was watching Game of Thrones at that point in time. So I set up my dorm room to watch Game of Thrones. I get comfortable and I bite into the chicken and it was raw. And I was very upset and I vowed never to make fried chicken again.
Timothy also does not cook, so I want to hear.
No, I'm sorry. I don't have any disasters. I probably cooked in my life by myself. If I did it 10 times in the last 30 plus years of my life, that would be a lot.
Oh, when you say do cook, you mean do cook. Right, so therefore there are no disasters because what's the kitchen? I don't be in there. I go in there to unbox and plate.
I think I've lived in this apartment building probably 2 years now. I used the stove for the first time a couple weeks ago.
Wow.
I did not. I don't have disasters, but let's talk about what I don't have in this house. I do not have any salt. I do not have any black pepper. I do not have any aluminum foil. What else? I do not have any oil. I do not cook.
When you say do cook, you mean don't cook. Understood.
I do not have any eggs in the fridge. I own pots, but I think I bought pots for the aesthetic.
I own pots.
I've never used them. I have never used any of the utensils. I don't have any Pyrex dishes. Yeah.
Postmates are amazing. I don't think
not only does he not cook, Timothy has created a structure where it is not even an option.
It's not. And I have friends who are like, okay, Tim, we got you. We're gonna come over. I'm like, Uber Eats? No. There's nothing, like I can't. But in all fairness, I did. When I was in a relationship, I made corn soup. The one of the 10 times I probably ever cooked. I made corn soup because I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do this, da 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 da. It was the scariest thing ever. And I Googled and I followed that recipe step by step, and I was praying. But no, I don't. Sorry. No disaster.
Brother Sandy, any disasters on your end?
As of recently, no. However, I do have a funny story. I don't know if this would be counted as a disaster. But I had this time where I was trying to impress this girl anyway by cooking for her. I know the story started off kind of bad already. And at that point in time, I didn't have the experience that I had now. So I mean in UAE and at that point in time, I mean for those who don't know, I'm from South originally. So my parents used to send up food. I used to go south, come up, all that antics. So I didn't want to give her, my mother no more pay and them kind of thing. I wanted to start off with a, it's a bang. I had no idea why I've never cooked fish in my life. I don't know why I went to that option for first.
Be ambitious.
Real ambitious. I'm talking about, like real, boy, the whole preparation is something else. Anyway, what essentially happened, I mean, it was seasoned well and everything. I cleaned it and everything because I see my dad do that frequently. I don't know why. And at this point in time, I think my brain just wasn't working. But I real shame, So the thing is, my oil, I wanted to create, to give her a fry fish, right? And whatever after. Now, the thing is, I realized I didn't have enough oil. So I was like, all right, grocery closed, because at this point in time, it's late as hell. So I said, all right, let me go in my little cupboard and see what I can gather. No oil. Now, tell me why. I'm really embarrassed to say this, Tell me why I saw cold pressed coconut oil that I used at that point in time for my skin. I thought I could have melted that. Tell me why I thought I could have melted that and put with the oil that was already in the pot. Excuse me, to fry fish. Long story short, listen. Long story short, the amount of smoke it had, we had fire. Where's it again? Someone help.
Smoke detector.
Smoke detector. All, like literally in the whole apartment. all went off. Everyone came out running, and I was so ashamed. I just took the fish in a bag and ran out one time. When everyone asked me what happened, I know. I said, I don't even know. That time is really me that blew up that kitchen. So that's my kitchen disaster that I can remember.
Did you have the biggest disaster?
He did.
So yeah, that was fun. That was a lot of fun, for sure.
Guys, Tammy has to leave us. Thank you so
Yes.
much for joining us,
I have to
Tammy.
go.
We really
will.
appreciate having you.
Bye, guys. Have fun. I need to leave.
Bye.
Bye-bye.